ambassador in Maui.
Nice.
Just yesterday, he had his ceremony, so he's going to be stationed in Molokai.
Molokai, that's where my son is right now for basketball game.
Ooh, yeah, he's going to be stationed there.
Hi,
Oh,
I can see us on here.
oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, welcome. I guess I need to include you, Lori, but I don't know how to do that on here. I don't.
Just when you see us on the live, if you could just tag me at Lori Bloyer,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and it should show up on my Facebook
Okay, I see it
zone.
right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Give me a minute.
Oh,
Sorry. Hi, parents. Hi, teachers.
hello, everyone. Nice.
I
Yeah, I
got it.
see us
I
on
did.
there. Okay. Well, I'm excited today. What are we going to be talking about?
Well, I
Connection.
decided from previous talks that we should talk about connection
Mm,
because, that's our vision and our goal is to get parents and teachers connected to make the connections with the children to support them. And really at the end of everything, connection is so valuable and important. And you have to maintain that relationship, you know. So we thought that right now is a good time of year for parents while your uh, children are home for winter break. Great way to rebuild or reset, reconnect. And sending them into the new year as teachers, it's a great way for you to also rebuild and reconnect and reset and reestablish those communication routines with parents and just bring in the new year with momentum, with that type of momentum.
mm.
What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the time that it's just so, whew, I think the holidays brings out, it's a lovely time of year, but when we feel overscheduled or schedules change or maybe there's family dynamics that are challenging and we feel disconnected from our schedule, our routine, our um, the life that we're used to, right? And we have to reconnect to these changes, which is huge, right? And sometimes we put everyone ahead of ourselves, right? As parents, moms, dads, family, right? That we have to I think it's really important to slow down and think of ourselves also during this time and really connect deeply with ourselves so that we can give from a place of having energy and um, heart, I guess it is, right? So that we can give from that deeper place. So, yeah, I think connecting with ourselves is the thing we talked about doing first, maybe, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if we are a group called the Support Circle, and we are actually getting parents and children, or sorry, parents and teachers together to help support children. And so that's our main thing. I work with teachers. I help them develop healthy rituals to actually connect with themselves so that they can be their authentic self. And Lori, yeah, works with parents to do the same with neurodivergent children. So that's why this is so special. I just wanted to reintroduce in case people don't know why we're sitting here talking, but that's who we are and that's what we
What-
want to do. And I wanted to tell you that it's really important that students benefit from this connection with parents being more involved with knowing what's going on and really supporting the teacher because it increases their motivation to learn and it improves their behavior. Because I found that if parents trust the teacher, then so does the student, right?
Mm.
So that's very important. And then it also, the student comes to school regularly and has a more positive attitude for school in general. The teacher also benefits from this because she can get to the teaching, right? And not have to focus on all of these, managing behaviors or anything like that, because she can apply exactly what she's trying to teach after she's gotten through that. And that's going to give so many, the results will improve. So I just wanted to tell you the why of the connection first.
Hmm. Hmm. And I mean, that's from a parent, teacher, and student, yeah, perspective in the school, right? But since we're on Christmas break, right, I think we were talking about what do we do now, and then what can we do when we get back to school. So absolutely, that connection for yourself first. We talked about that. So taking mindfulness minutes, gratitude minutes. I know a lot of us have journals that we write in, or say prayers in the morning, or spend some time in gratitude, or doing some exercise, or drinking our coffee. We all spend a little bit of time. Maybe you habit stack when you do those kind of things. Just give yourself a little gratitude, give your family whatever you're grateful for. So that time for yourself to recenter yourself so that you are ready to go forward. And then the next one we were talking about is right then, um how do you connect with your family, right? How do you connect with the family during this challenging time? And so, maybe it's challenging for some people, but the connection, and for me, I try to keep it really simple because I know a lot of the parents I work with are busy, 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 busy. And we all, especially like I said earlier, are really busy during this time of year, and our schedules are a little bit out of whack. So, one thing I love, 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 whether it's the holidays or not, any time to connect would be, obviously drop your cell phone, drop your phone, not drop it literally, but put down your phone and right, and be there present and be curious. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, which is very little, but if you can just spend 5 minutes, no phone, no technology, no distractions, no talking about, oh, we got this to do today and that to do today, and no schedules, none of that, just curiosity, like asking questions. And this is great because it applies to young, young, young children and older children, right? As if kids are seen, or husbands or spouses or partners or whoever in the family is seen, and you spend that just that peer connection time, and getting curious about something, it just builds that strength, it builds that bond, and it's like, what word do I want to say? It's like, yeah, I miss, the word is escaping me, but it builds that strength, right? It's like glue. I was trying to think of a better word than glue, but you get what I'm saying, yeah? What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. I find that if I spend just a half hour
Mm,
with my son, then he'll go on his way, and that'll help him, get go and do what he wants. And he won't, like, sometimes if I'm busy doing something, he'll sit next to me and wait for me and wait for me. But I find, like, if I take a time out and specifically schedule that time and do that, then he's okay. It, like, kind of fills him up or whatever. But I want to circle back to the importance of filling yourself up first before
yeah,
you do that. And
yeah.
Lori was talking about some rituals, and I think that's very important to have rituals. And you should definitely have routines for when these rituals take place so that you can turn it into a daily thing, which eventually turns into a pattern. And after you repeat something, it becomes automatic, and then it turns
Habit.
into your lifestyle. So that's
Right.
the ultimate way of, like, changing it into a lifestyle, a way of living. And I think the really good thing she mentioned was when you get up in the morning, right away, reset and really set your intention or think of something you're grateful for and take a deep breath. It's easy for us to wake up right away and think about what could go wrong or what has gone wrong or what will go wrong. And so we really need to reset that, and so that we can really attract things that we really want. And that's a good ritual in the morning. Also to to throughout the day take a pause and really think about, things that were going well and maybe be aware of things you need to work on, which is great too. Just a mindful check-in with yourself and a check-in with your child too. Like Lori said, just check in. Hey, I'm curious. How are you feeling just throughout the day, just to make that connection? And so it really matters to have these rituals because you become a role model. And children's and students, they observe your calm presence and you're silently teaching them emotional regulation and the value of self-worth by doing this. So that's what I wanted to share about that.
I love that. Thank you. I love that being a role model is such an important key there for sure. So if you can, like, I know in your workshops you talk about putting the oxygen mask on yourself first, and then right, and then helping the others. So it's um it's that oxygen mask, right? If we take care of ourselves, then we can take care of others, and we can give from our strength. We can, and then we can, yeah, model that for our significant others, our partners, our kids as they go on in life and maturity. And a lot of the kids we're working with right now are kind of tweens and teens, and right, they're the hormones are changing, so it's always a good time to, even if you feel like, oh, I've done this already, it's a good time to keep doing this and keep modeling this and keep practicing this, because they are changing and growing, and they are maturing and going through um yeah, hormonal changes or whatever, life changes, body changes, all the changes we have in life, but to keep reminding and modeling, and because it's a new pathway in their brain every time, right? Something new is created for them every time we do model this.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had more of that as a
You
child
know.
myself. And I did have some
Mhm.
good things modeled for sure, but just more conscious awareness
Mhm.
around this and around finding ways to calm your
Mhm.
nervous system so that your emotions don't spiral and react and cause you to have anxiety. And then when you have anxiety, you're really not able to respond in a way that you normally would. And then that's a domino effect that leads to other things. And then you get up in the morning and you think about that again, and then it's just kind of like a repeated
Right.
pattern. So that's where I really am a firm believer in these daily rituals. And they seem kind of small, but that's why, because you can't change this thing overnight.
Right.
It's huge. There's no way that would be too overwhelming. So by taking these small little steps each day, even if it's 5 minutes a day, that really creates the momentum to break that pattern and build this like knowing automatically how to regulate yourself. And it's
Mhm.
very powerful.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, and then so that's good getting us through the holidays, right? I think you even talked about one strategy. Maybe you want to share about that transition strategy. I think it's, until you put a name to it, I didn't realize I was really doing it either, right? So coming into something that I need to just calm myself, center myself, be here, right? Taking that breath, right, that transition, if I'm transitioning. So as we're talking about this time of holidays, as we're transitioning from one party or one event or one meltdown or whatever it's going to be as we go throughout our day, how can we come back to ourselves and come back to connecting with ourselves so that we can connect with our kids? And that transition is great. I love that.
Well, I wanted to bring, because I work with teachers primarily, and I just started working with moms too, which is great on a different level than how you work, Lori, but it's very similar to teachers. But I just
Mhm.
wanted to talk to teachers now about the transition into the new year. I know you're on break right now, so I'm not telling you to do anything right now. Believe me, I know. Enjoy your break. But I do want to tell you that it's a time for you when you do get back to reset the communication and restart that. And as you know, the three most important things that a parent wants to know is what the children are learning in class, like what activities, what is the child accomplished, and how they can help, right? So those are some things that when you're focused on communication, I'm going to tell you what we're doing, what they're good at, and you could talk about concerns, but I think that you should sandwich it. I'm a big fan of the sandwich technique or whatever.
Mhm.
And then basically how they can help. And a good way to have this communication is to have maybe monthly or weekly newsletter. And I always like to take pictures of the kids doing things and um, talk about what we're doing in each subject or whatever subject you're teaching, and then put ways that in there that parents could help at home and how it could be related to home. Because if you make it a real life situation, then that's going to be useful and that's going to be valuable to that. I also saw a thing that about teachers having like an annual grandparents day or an auntie day or just something where a different relative comes in and makes that connection, and recognizing them for being a part of the whole community. So I really think our school also has like parent nights once a month, and maybe we play math games or do workshops with parents, and also encourage the parents to take the games. We make things to go home if you wanted to do that. So this is also two-way communication and a way for parents to really and teachers to get involved together. And I just wanted to mention those things for teachers moving forward next year.
Mm. Absolutely. And I think it's a great time that I know I was kind of thankful for the reset, right? It's a new year. We've had a break. It's not quite the new school year, but it's kind of a nice chance to reset and come back and really start that connection again. So if you're like, oh, I've blown it with Johnny, right? Or Johnny's mom, I didn't have that deeper connection that I wanted. It's almost like that chance of saying, it's okay. We can come back again. It's new. I'm going to try again with Johnny. I'm going to try to create that connection and get to know him, get curious about him, and Johnny's mom. And we're going to really start over and create that beautiful I'm going to have that beautiful opportunity to reset again. Now that I've also had my break and my connection to myself, I'm going to now work on connecting more with Johnny or all of the students or whoever it is. I know I always felt like there was that one student I just didn't quite do the beginning of the year right with. So it was a nice chance to try again. So that connection is also, I think, so important when you come back from break, right?
Yeah, and I think teachers are really good at that. They're in it for their hearts. They're in it for the kids. So
Mhm.
really, even if there's been challenges, they really want to have successes deep down.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's the bottom line. That's where you come back to. And I think it's also important to establish a time. When I taught fifth grade, I every week they had a spelling test, and I asked the children if it was okay. I put it on speakerphone and I would call each of the parents, and like the majority of the class, I got the whole class to get really good scores because of this, because they wanted to call their mom and and talk about it. And so I would say, hey, guess what? Um, Bobby, he almost got him right. He got like two, he missed two, but he's doing fabulous. And the whole class start cheering. And then the parent would be really excited because most of the time parents are called when there's a problem. So it's really good to set a time when you're calling to recognize something good, or even if it was like I saw Bobby help another kid get up off the playground or something, there's something that you can find good, and you could tell the child too. And recognizing it in front of the classroom is such another big thing because, children, they want the support of their peers. That's really important to them. So I just wanted to
Mhm.
encourage those types of communication as a part of a routine weekly so that the parents are really feeling supported in that.
Absolutely. Those positive, like, what do you call it? We fill your bucket, right? The positive bank account, right? Of just connecting with parents, the positive shout outs, right? Not just the bad calls. I love that. Well, wonderful. I hope you these, tips have helped you all remember that, connection. I think somebody even says, like, I'm sure it's a famous quote, but connection is currency, right? The more we can connect, the more we are, like I was saying, filling that positive bank account, filling that bucket, right? The more we can connect with ourselves to fill ourselves and our children and our families and our um, partners, and then as a teacher. So I think that was our big theme of today, was just go connect, please, during this break.
Yeah, connect with yourself first. Take time for yourself. That's important. You're important. And in order for you to keep doing the important work you do as a parent and a teacher, the connection needs to start with you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone. Lots of holidays going on right now. So we'll be back in probably the new year. I don't know, maybe, or maybe next week, but we'll be back soon. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.